One more topic I want to touch on the CLNS Patriots Roundtable. It broke Monday morning. Trags, will start with you because I know this is a little close to home to you. The Tom vs. Time documentary, which, by the way, I think has been fantastic, and we'll talk about that later in the week. Obviously, we've gotten a look at Tom Brady's personal life, his home life, and his kids. And Alex Reimer, who is on WEEI 93.7 850 in Boston, had some comments about Tom Brady's daughter. Brady makes a weekly appearance on EEI on Mondays. He went on Monday morning, cut his interview short, and said he's rethinking coming on the station in the future. The EEI interviews have kind of been a staple in the market. He's been doing it for over 10 years. There are other sports stations. There are other places he could go. But, you know, Monday of Super Bowl week, for this to come across as a headline, it just kind of looks ugly for not everybody involved, not Tom Brady, but, you know, for the parties involved.
Well, it's an unneeded spectacle. And obviously, as you said, this hits home to me very closely because I worked at WEEI for over 20 years, both online and as a field reporter for the station. And, you know, the irony of this, guys, is the two parties, the Patriots and WEEI and Entercom, just signed within the last week a multi-year extension to have Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, for as long as they're both with the franchise, of course, on Patriots Monday and Patriots Friday, which again has been a staple of their programming. It's been must-listen to programming, and they've gotten some great tidbits out of it. They've done a great job with it. But this, to me, it steps over the line. The Patriots knew it. Tom Brady knew it. And I'm sure people at inside WEEI know it as well. And for Tom Brady to call him out on the air is totally understandable. I mean, look, I've been around, you know, covering sports long enough to know players don't mind. They don't like it all the time, but they don't mind when you criticize their play on the field or something they did off the field that was reckless. Okay. And players, accept that as part of the deal. You do something stupid, people are going to criticize you and have the right to criticize you. You criticize their family, that's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole level of you don't do that. And, you know, it's pure and simple here. This, to me, there's no, you know, gray area, if you will, for WEEI to go down. They have to, I'm pretty sure, going to have to take some type of disciplinary action in this case because Alex Reimer went over the line clearly and for no reason used a derogatory term towards Vivian Brady, Tom's daughter, with Giselle. You don't do that, and I think there will be a price to pay. We'll see how it plays out, though.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where, I mean, it was... It's kind of one of those what were you thinking type moments. I mean, Alex Reimer, I understand he's one of those guys. He's on the radio. He is a you know, a bit of a controversial figure. He likes to get up there and say some things where, you know, you kind of question what he's thinking and stuff like that. He's a little bit of a shock jock type mentality there, and hey, it works for him most of the time. But this is one of those things where, I mean, there was really no need to come out and say what he said about Vivian Brady. I mean, because she was yelling at the beginning of the documentary because she's excited about her soccer game. I mean, come on, the girl is what, 5 years old? I mean, really,
it was just so unnecessary, like you said, Mike. And, you know, there's going to be a price to be paid here. I can tell you that. I would be almost certain that there's going to be some type of price to be paid because Tom is not happy.
And just talk about a guy that, yeah, exactly. Talk about a guy who you don't want to make angry. I mean, the Tom Brady interview on Monday morning. I mean, I know people who wake up early just to listen to the Tom Brady interview of the morning because it's so early. I mean, and same. I mean, obviously, same thing with the Bill Belichick interview on Wednesday afternoons and things like that. But yeah, this Patriots Monday, Patriots Friday thing has been a huge draw for WEEI for years now. And like Trag said, to just sign a multi-year extension the other day, I think it was like Thursday or something, and then on Friday night, Saturday night to have Reimer come out and say this, that was just a bad look on everybody's part.
And then, I mean, on top of that, just to make it worse for EEI, I'm sure they're going to have to give some money back to sponsors now that the interview got cut short. The initial, I saw a report this morning. I didn't see anybody follow up on it that Reimer was sent home from Minnesota. He literally was turned around at the airport, sent back to Boston. They'll have people fill in for him on the coverage this week. I'm not, you know, I don't know if that's necessarily exactly the facts, but a couple people were tweeting that. So, but it does seem like some sort of punishment is on the way. And you know, in an era where shock jockery is so high in demand, you kind of see this and makes you pause for a second, think about what exactly it is you want to hear on the radio, what you're listening to. Alex Reimer's my age. I think he's a year older than me. And it's just wild to me that, you know, I know myself as I love doing CLNS, but I know myself and other people I know would kill to have that kind of exposure, be on that station in that market. And to be in that place at his age and to find nothing better to talk about than insulting some guy's daughter, it's just irresponsible.
Well, it's like giving the keys of a Maserati to a 18-year-old, right? I mean, what bad could possibly happen when you do that? And that's, you know, that's kind of this situation. If you ask me, you know, you're talking about a young reporter who's been around. I mean, it's not like he's, you know, inexperienced. He's certainly experienced, but when you put him in an element that he's clearly overmatched, and you usually get something like this. You usually get a guy trying to say something to make headlines, and Tom Brady just called him out on it. Period.
I'm sure he wasn't expecting that either. I'm sure he was not anticipating a Tom Brady himself to call him out and say something like this. I think
good for Tom. I mean, I cannot tell you how much I respect Tom Brady for calling him out, because if somebody attacks my family out of the blue like that, it's not going to end well.
Oh, absolutely.
We know Tom Brady's whole shtick of how locked in he is in Super Bowl week, no distraction. So obviously it's his family. We know it means a lot, but the timing of it all for him to cut this interview short, and now I'm sure he knows he's going to get asked about this at Super Bowl week. He's going to have to deal with this now, at least early in the week, if not all week. And he knew what he was getting into. So you're all the respect to him. I think he handled it perfectly, and hopefully for his sake and for Vivian's sake too, it goes away quickly, because she does not deserve to be in the spotlight.
By the way, guys, get used to this expression. We heard it on Saturday when he was asked, you know, a kind of a softball question about his Tom versus Time documentary on Facebook. He said, "No distractions. I like that. Let's stick to football." So that's what his answer is going to be all week long, starting tonight in Super Bowl Media Monday night. It's going to happen throughout the week. The next 2 or 3 times he talks before the game, let's stick to football. And that's going to be his stock answer, and can't blame him.
And we will be covering Tom Brady sticking to football all week on the CLNS Patriots Roundtables. This roundtable was brought to you by DraftKings. Go to DraftKings.com and use the promo code CLNS for free match play. It's also brought to you by Simple Contacts, where you will be blown away by the quality and ease of use. Go to simplecontacts.com/Trags, that's TRAGS, and use the promo code TRAGS for $30 off your first order of contact lenses. And it's brought to you by RX Bar. RX Bar is a whole food protein bar. What does that mean? Their bars are made with 100% whole ingredients. Support our programming by going to rxbar.com/CLNS and use the promo code CLNS, where listeners will receive 25% off your first purchase. Well, guys, it's been a fun one. Obviously, a lot more storylines to get to. We will get to those later in the week. So until then, for Mike Alongi and Mike Petraglia, my name's Alex Barth. Thanks for watching and listening to, regardless of your choice, the CLNS Patriots Roundtable. For more coverage, visit clnsmedia.com and follow us on Twitter at PatriotsCLNS. We'll talk to you next time.